Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kentucky Garden Gal. This is Nancy. If you have been watching this channel, you know that what you're looking at here is in the very back of my lot. It is not pretty, however, it is necessary, and I wanted to share with you this greenhouse that we recently purchased and put together, and I'll take you inside. Now, the backstory, this part was the smallest Harbor Freight greenhouse that they had. I want to say maybe a 4x6, something like that. And this thing is going on probably 20 years, and it has not failed. It has held up. It looks a little rough, whatever the plastic coating is. It is a little rough, but I decided that I wanted to purchase this, which is a 12x7x7 greenhouse, and it's by the company Outsunny. I paid $150.99. So the reason I wanted to do this, I've always known that I needed a bigger greenhouse. So I kind of wanted to do something a little bit temporary. I am hoping to get 5 years out of this. If I can get 5 years out of this, then I'm going to be ready to do like a conservatory that is more permanent and looks better and all that good stuff. But I did want to take you inside and show you exactly what I'm doing. And if you are a gardener, you know that experimenting is just, you learn from your trial and errors. You just learn. So like I said, started out with this little Harbor Freight greenhouse. Then we added this one in October of this year. We ordered the cover was 10 by 20. So we now have 20 feet of growing space in here for the greenhouse. Bob and I tried to put it on a windy day, and I'm telling you, this thing was flying everywhere. And we finally have gotten it at least on there. It's not straight. It doesn't look good from the other side, but what it does is it gives another layer of protection to my plants. And it zips up. You'll see right here, oops, there's my shadow. You'll see right here, it zips up and you walk in. So that is what it looks like inside. And like I said, I ordered this. Our first usual frost for us is around October the 15th. And this year has just been a little wonky, and right today it's probably 65 degrees. I'm out here in shorts. But nonetheless, I wanted to get this greenhouse up, get the plants in, because we did end up having some really cold nights and days, and I think our low temperature for the day was like 15 degrees. So this has been tested down to 15 degrees. Now the real test, of course, will be in January for us. We're in South Central Kentucky. We are in a zone 7. So we'll see how well this holds up. I hope I don't come out one day and everything is just, black and bush. But I'll take you inside and show you how this thing works. And I'll show you what we're learning, what we're doing, what we think we're doing right, what we think we're doing wrong, just all those good things. So the first thing that you see when you walk in here are the green stalk vertical growers. There's 2 of them. There's one right behind there. And I want you to look at these strawberries. We have been eating strawberries all year long, and there's more growing in there. So, so far so good. The nasturtiums are loving it out here. And you can put the flowers in your salads. So what I did with this green stalk, the end of the season, I went around and I dug up all of my annuals, like this coleus here. I dug everything up. This Jew plant, I never got potted, and it's doing so well in here. I'm just gonna see if it can survive, and then I'll take it out and pot it this spring. I brought in my, I had some roses that I brought in, the begonias, more coluses, the sweet potatoes. I'm bringing all of these things in because it's really just a test. The palm plant, we had all of these annuals for us last year, so we're going to bring them in, see if we can winter them through. And then also we have to consider, what is it going to cost to heat this? I certainly don't care for the work. I mean, that gets me out of the house, and you know, a little vitamin D therapy in the winter. But you can see here, I brought in all of the ferns, all of the mandanvillas. I brought in snapdragons, which are just doing phenomenal. Something is eating on this rose bush. So when it gets a little bit cooler today, I will come out with some neem oil and go over a couple of plants that I see that are having some issues. But I know some people cut their ferns back, and I thought, you know, I'm just gonna see what happens. This is an experiment. Either it's gonna work or it's not. But just look, I mean, the new growth that is coming on. Look at all of that new growth. And with this fern, the mandanvilla, there's new blooms on it. So I'm just absolutely thrilled to death with that. Let's go back through here. I love to bring these out at Easter time and put them on the front porch. So we're gonna see just exactly what this little greenhouse will do and won't do. So these are the begonias that were hanging up on the I forgot what that thing's called, gazebo. They were on the gazebo this year. The mandanvillas we had growing up in the back, love them so much. So now we're going back into the original Freight Harbor greenhouse, and I'll show you right now. And pardon the train, there it comes. So I can tell you right now, where we connected these two greenhouses, I tried just what I had on hand, which I think this goes around a tub, and I thought, well, maybe I can get this to hold. Of course it didn't hold. I'm gonna have to bring out let the train go by. I'm gonna have to bring out the duct tape. We know we can depend on the old duct tape. But anyways, so yeah, trying to close off any place that cold air is coming in, that makes a huge difference. Now I do have a heater out here that I keep on, right now I have it set on 60 degrees. And like I said, we went right through the 15-degree, feels like some really cool nights, and I was really surprised. Look at this gardenia. It's not only living, it's actually blooming. Now I might take this in. In fact, our bathroom remodel is redone, so I really may take that in and put that in the bathroom there. But like I said, this is all an experiment. You know, I figure things out by trial and error, and I'll show you the inside of this greenhouse. Now I did take a layer of plastic. I went outside, I taped these down from the outside because they were blowing open and causing some issues. But you know, considering the age of this thing, I am just not going to complain. But you can see right there, this is on the outside, some of the holes. So on this back part, I have just a layer of plastic and then the clear tarp that we bought from Amazon that's over the top of it. But you can see we didn't get it on there straight, like here it is on this side. So some of the things that I considered when I was placing my greenhouse, this is the north side of my garden. There is an old carriage house. I see you, sunshine. There is the north side of the garden. There's a carriage house. I put it in front of this to protect it. Now, I still plan on coming back here and putting more plastic and bubble wrap. If you have any extra bubble wrap laying around, and I may just get a big piece of bubble wrap to go in there. And you can see I've got some, I just had a piece and I was testing it out here. But bubble wrap is excellent for these greenhouses. Just excellent. But let's take a look at some of the plants I've got in here. But where you place your greenhouse is important. You want to minimize the cold air which comes from the north, and then you want to try to minimize the wind. So having it, okay, sunshine, I see you. Having it in front of this building really helps. And there is a fence over here that I think helps too. So I tried to tuck it in somewhere that would just help out with the wind and the cold. So let's go back here and see what we've got going on. So these are my herbs. This is sage. I have rosemary down here, and what I did this fall, I took cuttings from these plants. So I'm trying to start more sage and rosemary in here. I have the basil right here, and look at the roots on that. I'm gonna come out and put these in the green stalk and see how these do out here. But so many experiments. I just tuck things everywhere. Let's see. Of course, this is the geranium. I'm gonna try to keep that alive. Oh, here is the fig. I came out and took clippings of my fig, and look, that is all good signs that these are doing well. And these are doing better than the last cuttings I took. Out of all the cuttings I took, I had 2 shrubs that came out. This is the brown turkey fig. So I only had 2 that came out of all of these cuttings. And it looks like this, doing it this way, is really going to increase my propagation rate. I hope so. And then we'll just have to see, you know, how these do for us. And if this doesn't work, we'll try something else. But yeah, we're trying to overwinter the geraniums in here. The hibiscus seem to be doing fine. Let's see. Yeah, here's some blooms, and it looks like I've got aphids in here. I've got to spray for aphids too. But yeah, that's gonna push out some new blooms. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I'm gonna do it before I forget it. I've had some Christmas cactus, just a piece of Christmas cactus, break off. I came and planted it, and look, it's getting ready to bloom. I'm really excited about that. But we will just see what we have success with, what we don't have success with, and I'll step back in here and go, I think I've showed you everything. I picked these up at the Country Barn over in Elkton. It was buy one, get one free. And I think that was $36.75. But they were just absolutely gorgeous. We were able to have them outside, and just look at the blooms on that. Isn't that just beautiful? We were able to enjoy the plant, and now we'll see what it's going to do. And you know, maybe all I get out of this is coming out and taking clippings, I may come and do that anyways and bring them indoors, like, in January for us. I may just come out and take clippings and take those indoors to ensure that we have plants going forward. This is the night blooming cereus. I just popped this in here, and I do have one in the house in case this one doesn't make it. So I do have a backup because I do love these plants. But I brought this indoors. This is the trumpet vine, Brigmansia. That's the only botanical name I remember. And I'll put a picture up to show you what they look like. So I have one planted out in the front of my garden, at the front of the house. I did take cuttings and bring it in, and now all of these leaves will fall off, because this is how I got these 3 plants. I took cuttings, found them actually at a home, and when we were over in Allen County at the Amish, and got permission to take some cuttings. So I took the cuttings, I was able to grow these. I'm experimenting, 1 in the ground, 2 not in the ground, and I did not get any flowers this year. I was disappointed in that, but I kept them alive. So I'm still in the game, guys. I am still in the game. And that looks like that's pushing a new plant right there. So yeah, it's just all one big experiment, but it's fun. And if you are a plant lover like I am, you may find this very exciting. Oh yeah, and I also forgot, I took some cuttings, the boxwoods. Like, I take cuttings of everything. I wanted to show you, but I can't remember. I think it's this right here. I took some cuttings of one of my roses, and I think I stuck about 5 in there. These seem to be doing well. So, come next year, I think I may have, looks like there's 3 in there. I may have 3 new rose bushes right there. But it's all fun. It's all fun, and just to see what you get and what works and what doesn't work. But look at that beautiful flower. Just so many pretty blooms in here. And like I said, I came out, spent a couple hours out here working, and I can tell you, I already feel better. Look at those pretty blooms. So if you are considering this, I found this at Wayfair, and I don't have any paid endorsements, so I'm just telling you where I got everything. The greenhouse is by a company called Outsunny, and it's a 12 by 7 by 7. It was $160.05 including tax, and I think it was free shipping on all of that. But look at all of these new blooms that are pushing. And if you've been following my channel, you know that every single year I'm like, this is the year I'm going to get organized. This is the year I'm going to get organized. And every year I might accomplish a little bit as far as getting organized. But I wanted to show you this. I bought this little lean-to. This is a 5 by 3. It is metal. I bought it from Wayfair. It's from a company called AECO Joy. I bought 2 of them. I've got another one. These aren't the permanent places. I just was trying to put them together. So I still have, I'm about 3/4 of the way done on this one. Then I have another one to put up. But I wanted to be able to store my garden tools out here. So, for me, I can have like all of my garden tools with the handle. I'll have them in one, and then maybe my electric tools in the other. Just see how it works out. But these, I also got these from Wayfair, and they were $151.99 a piece. They are 5 by 3. and it's called a metal lean-to. You can see the roof, like the water runs off that way. Yeah, and then this is the Outsunny. Got everything from Wayfair. Gotten several things from them, and always have really good luck with that. But we'll take one last look inside. Oh, yes, and I do, like I said, I do have a heater in here that is has a thermometer on it, so it's temperature controlled as to when it comes on, cuts off, and I will have to let you know what the electric bills are. If it you know, raises my electric bill by $100 a month, it may not be worth it. It might be cheaper just to go out and buy new plants, but we'll see. We won't know until we try it. So that's what we're trying. That's what's going on. I know it looks a little janky, but I'm just trying to keep the plants alive. And I do appreciate all the new subscribers. I was noticing that recently, and I appreciate everybody that has subscribed. And I will let you know that sometimes when Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, when they do updates, you do occasionally get unsubscribed. And I know that because I was trying to tag my private page on Facebook from the Kentucky Garden Gal page, and I had unfollowed my own self. Now I know I didn't do that. So if you don't care, just check on the YouTube channel, make sure that you are still subscribed. And if you wouldn't care, go to the Kentucky Garden Gal Facebook page and make sure you are a follower. I appreciate each and every one of you and hope you have a blessed day. See you in the next video.